So we're going to now focus on Module 3. This is still Module 3, Part 6 of Importing Assets. So in this, we're going to actually import the assets. Oh, okay, here it is. So download the course asset pack. So it's downloading. It's a zip drive. What is this out? It's a zip drive, so we need to unzip it. And so extract. It's gonna let it go where it loads. It's in my downloads. Extract. It looks like I already done it before. But anyway, so it's now in my downloads. I should see, so there's the zip file because it says .zip. And then there's the one that I unzipped, and it's a file folder. So I can actually open it up and see the stuff that's in it. Okay. So it's now unzipped. I'm going to go to here so I can access it directly into that. Okay, so that was the first step. And so we're going to learn about importing external assets. So we got some assets that we just, downloaded from that asset pack. And I'm going to go back into here. I'm going to kind of get things back to normal based from the last video. So get that back to default. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to hide that right now. Okay. So assets. So the way to do that, I want to minimize that stuff right here. So we can import assets, click on import assets, and we can browse. And want to go to downloads because that's where I went to. This is a zip drive. That's not what I want. I want the one that's unzipped. And then I'm going to open that. Open that, or maybe I'm doing this way. Click on that. Open. Open. What am I doing wrong here? Okay, let's do this a different way. So we have it in our folder, like in our file explorer. We see it, just drag it over. Maybe. There we go. So you see how it kind of lit up in blue, and I'm able to import. Only files with the following extensions are accepted. Okay. Try this again. So it did say accepted zip file, so maybe we didn't need to unzip it. On times like this is like where, just taking the time to read the documentation would probably be ideal. Obviously, I don't always do that. Okay. Anyway, so we can see it. It's actually there, and it had to be a zip file and not an unzipped file. My bad on that. So one of the things that he talks about is like the things that we want to actually look for are this hexagon thing. Okay. Those are the entities that we're wanting to look for. So and we're going to drag this up here. We're going to drag it on the canvas, and then we see it come up on our entities, right? So we drag the thing with the hexagon onto the canvas, and then it appears on the entities. And you'll notice like there's a drop down. And what we're wanting, as he will go over in this video, is this collision sphere, collision sphere. I think in the one that he did, and it's probably just the way I uploaded the files. Let's say like I'm 99% certain that's just because the way I uploaded the files, I didn't do it right, didn't do it the way he did it. I'm not sure. But on his video, it says it just has collision fear. It doesn't have the training simulator assets. So that's why I think I just, uploaded it differently, maybe possibly incorrectly compared to him. But just be aware of those little differences. But what he's going to go into is the fact that we want this one where it says collision sphere, collision sphere. So we click on that, and we're going to drag it up here into the root, which is the tutorial, which is the name of our little creation here. And we're going to drag it into there. So after we drag it into there, it's on the top now, this collision sphere, and it's no longer nested in this training simulator assets collision sphere. So we don't need this. And then what, we can just get rid of it. So hit the trash can. So what he does next is, okay. What he does next is go over the scaling of it. And again, he'll go in more details of that. That's not going to be the focus for this particular video. But it's hard to see it. And he talks about that there. So I'm getting ahead of myself. So we're on collision sphere. So close that up. I wanted to click on collision sphere where it says that on the top, the entity symbol, and want to name it to game ball, which is what he does as well. And on this transform, you can see probably the reason that I can't really see anything short of this directional things is because it's all at the size of the scale size is 0.01, 0.01, 0.01. So let's change that to 111. And I think we saw something appear. It's like that little, it's like a circle now, right? So let's click on game ball. And let me see if I can turn this around. So, okay, depending on how I'm looking at this, where it's at, you see that game ball, okay? So let's move this so I can actually have some control over it. So, no, that's not the button I want. Now is it? Okay. There we go. So left mouse button. And you can navigate instead of using actually the green arrow and the red arrow and the blue arrow, you can just hold on to the box and just navigate it up, down, sideways. This is another way of doing it. And what I want to do is move it on top of the table. And this is holding the left mouse button. Scale out a little bit. And left mouse button. Oops, that's what I wanted to do. I hit something. Oh, it looks like I accidentally hit the blue button, so that's why it was being all funky. So there we go. Okay, so it's kind of sort of on top of the table. It looks like it's on top of the table, so I'm going to go with it is on top of the table. So we imported assets and we resized our scale. The importing assets was evidently didn't need to unzip it like I did the first thing. And then all you had to do was, once it's in here, you just drag it to the canvas and it appears in here. And then we rescaled it because it was here 0.01, 0.01, 0.01, which was like very minuscule and you can't see it. Now it's 111 where you can actually see it. So that's it for this video. Again, watch the videos that he has, the tutorials, read it. Has a lot more explaining on all these little things, which will, come into play later on. But we'll also go over that together. But if you want a deeper understanding of it right now, watch, what AWS Educate has. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.